already, or is someone flagging it? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, there's a busy road in 30 seconds. The 4% lasts about, I don't know, like 8 minutes or something like that. Maybe 6, 7 minutes. It was gone in 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds at the most. Anyways, you guys basically got the whole conversation. So I asked the guy, I said, it's not a true story, but I was just, trying to seem legit and get real information. When he had the shirts with like, voter or something, and he actually like works with uh, something funded by the Democrats where they go around and register as many people they can in a poor neighborhood. Um, right now, I'll say it, I'm in Everett, Massachusetts, where my boy lives. We're visiting, and we're here for the weekend. And anyway, so we go shopping, we come out, and I see him with a Spanish couple taking down their name, and I was like, "Oh, what's up? Like, what are you doing?" I was just curious, although I already saw his shirt. And he says, "Oh, I'm just, making sure people were registering to vote." And then he started with a whole spiel. As Americans, we all have the right to vote. And I said, yes, as Americans, I agree. And I think he kind of picked up where I was coming from at that point. And I signed up. I signed because it does go here, and of course I want to make sure I'm registered. Although I'm already registered, but I just want to make sure. And I also wanted to you know set them up. So then I say, oh, by the way, my wife's inside with my daughter, which is true. But this is the part that's not true. I said, she doesn't have her ID on her. I said, you don't need ID for me to sign? I was like, so she can sign too? And he's like, yeah. I was like, the only problem is when she goes to vote, she won't be able to vote without her ID until she gets one. And he goes, oh no, she doesn't need an ID. As long as she signs this and she's registered somewhere, she can vote. And I go, oh, I mean, you guys heard the conversation, right? So she said she doesn't need the ID. And then I said, so she's registered. I said, so you're telling me that what if you register? What if you register me right now, and somebody else goes and votes for me? Or let's take it a step further. What if like some of the veterans I work with, some of the older guys, like for instance, her father fought in Korea, and he's heavily decorated. I mean, they used to call him Chesty because he had so many medals. And but he could never go and vote. He's not in any physical shape. I mean, he's 88 and in a nursing home, but he could still register to vote. So they register him. I go vote. Now he's a black man. Doesn't matter. They don't know because I could walk in and vote for her grandfather. And this is where the conversation ended up going. Because first I said, so basically I could vote for, let's say, John Doe. If he doesn't show up, I could vote for him. And he's like, well, technically, yes. I said, oh, that's the loophole. I said, I have a buddy that I work with who is illegal, but he's a good guy and he works hard and I like him a lot. And I hope he gets his green card because he deserves it. He works hard. He's a good man. I said, but, I always ask him, how do you vote? I said, and I already knew what the loophole was, but I just wanted him to say it. So I said, so now I understand why. He goes, yeah, I guess that's what he does. He probably just has like a family member. I'm like, oh, this is when it all went off. As soon as I said John Doe, my phone shut off. But then when I turned it back on, it still had 3% battery, which is weird. So I don't know what the hell is going on. But anyway, so that's what's going on in Massachusetts, fellas. So if you're in Massachusetts, or put it this way, if you're in a state that's liberal, you don't need an ID to vote. That's why Trump's been hinting at it all along, and you just saw proof. You can go there. For instance, if we were with her grandfather right now, and he signed that piece of paper, I could walk in and vote for a Democrat for him, even though, let's say, and he actually is a Trump. He loves Trump, but I could go in and actually vote for I don't know. He'll probably be up against Elizabeth Warren. Although I don't know. She's so. I don't know who's gonna come out of the Democratic side. It's like Warren and Sanders are just, they're admitted socialists for as far as Sanders goes, and Warren, she basically is a socialist. And I'll tell you though, Elizabeth Warren used to be a very good politician here in Massachusetts. And she changed her stances on everything. She used to support like charter schools, and when you support charter schools, it makes the government put more money into public schools, and you have a choice where you put your kids. But when they eliminate charter schools, that means that there's no incentive to fund these public schools because there's no competition, and it makes them worse. And you have people who could do big things with their lives stuck with, people from the hood. Like where I grew up, there was a section of the city that had money, and then the rest of the city was a bad neighborhood. And it was actually, there was a movie about where I grew up. If you guys ever seen The Town with Ben Affleck, I grew up right there on the border of Somerville and there. And Somerville was where Whitey Bulger, the Winter Hill Gang, all that. So anyways, can you believe that? So basically, that's the loophole. You don't need an ID, but you do have to register, and that's what they try. That's how they try to throw it off. You have to register. Okay, but you can register for anybody and show up and vote as anybody. I could go and vote for Amanda's grandfather, who is black, and I'm a white man, and I could vote as him, despite his age and everything, without a question asked. And that's how they get the illegals to vote. Case cracked. I already kind of knew it, but it was good to confirm it. And you guys basically got to see the important part and hear him say the important words. And I think you guys got up to, I could vote for John Doe or vice versa, and then his answer was yes. Just so you know, to fill that in. And then we were talking to this amazing man, and he, did you see that truck? And, he's not just wearing his dog tags, but he's wearing the 2 dog tags of his brothers who didn't come home. Now, based on his age, I'm thinking Gulf War, unless he looks younger than he is, and it's really Vietnam. He might be Vietnam, actually. I couldn't really pin his age. Usually I'm pretty good at that, but I would say like 6. He could have been in Vietnam, but he also could have just been, a high rank. He could have been in for 10 years and then went to the Gulf War. So he was in one of those wars, lost 2 of it. You know what? I bet you it was the Gulf War, because he said, I lost 2 of my men. He said my brothers, and they were my men. So that makes it sound like he was higher rank. So anyways, good people around here, and there's a lot of illegal immigrants around here, and a lot of them work hard. And I don't have a problem with those people. I have a problem with, like, for instance, the El Salvadorians have, set up shop all over Boston. And they are organized, and they know what they're doing. And, the El Salvadorians, by the way, they're MS-13. And, when I was growing up, they were first starting to come around. And the police turned a blind eye and let the Haitian gangs, the Irish mob. So the Haitian gang was H-Block. Then you had the Irish mob, a lot of crazy white boys in Boston. And they ran them out of town. And they basically ran them all the way to the ocean, where they could only operate in one piece of East Boston. If anyone knows Massachusetts, one piece of East Boston where Maverick Station is. So they had that territory in Chelsea, if anyone knows Chelsea. And then a small piece of Revere as well. They say the difference between Revere girls and Chelsea girls is how big the hoops and the earrings are. Just to give you an idea to people. And that's no offense, you know what I mean? And now they're in Lynn, but Lynn is ran by HA. I don't know, that's all I'm going to say. But my point is this. I don't know what the hell just happened, because that guy, he started. So I asked him some questions. I was showing his truck. Was talking about the military stuff. And then he asked Amanda about the moon landings. And she goes, I'm not sure. I don't really know. I can't like say if I totally believe it or not. And then he starts talking about some stuff he knows. He goes, well, listen to this. And he starts telling her something. And he's kind of, and then my phone shut off again. And it's not because of at that point I had charged it. So it definitely wasn't battery. I don't know what's going on. Even when I first, as soon as I went live right now, it like shut off for like a second and then came back on. Now I know that when you guys watch live, what you'll see is whenever it shuts off, there it goes. It's either that or are there a bunch of trolls? It's either that I'm getting censored or there's trolls flagging the video. And I don't know why you would flag a video when all that me and that man were talking about is, you know, how helping veterans. You know, he still wears the dog tags of the men who died under him, and you know, like he had me zoom in on that thing, on that picture. That's an organization that helps veterans. I'm familiar with it. Although some of their ties, I'm not gonna get into it right now, but yeah, I do know about it, and you know, I support more. I like to support like local groups, because when they go national and start getting involved with the government, there's always someone at the top who's greedy, who's taking some of that money. So, you know, if you ever want to donate local, or find an actual veteran, you know, if he's not sober, you know, get him sober and then help him. If you really want to help a vet, that's how you do it, you know. Find like a grassroots local place. But I just got interrupted again. But for the people watching this later, you're just gonna see a continuous stream. You're gonna see like me talking, and then all of a sudden, like my face will be in a different place, and I'll keep talking. But just so you know, this stream keeps getting interrupted, as did my other streams. And the first one, I was worried about the battery running out, but it wasn't the battery. The phone shut off. And the thing is, as a crypto, I don't know anything about shutting a phone off. I mean, that wasn't part of my job description. You know, I was listening, but to shut a phone off? Now, yeah, it was low battery, but then as soon as I realized that I wasn't getting anything, I was done talking to him, I turned it on before I put it on the charger, and it said 2%. It still had battery. Just right now, when the guy started talking about the moon landing, it shuts off. So basically, the reason I'm doing this video is I just made 2 videos that were abruptly shut off. So I just kind of wanted to like tie a bow on both of them. And you know, it makes it like bad quality when you do it like that. But anyways, I gotta get back. All right, so we're getting out of here. We're done. She's at CVS. She's probably done now. But yeah, I don't know if it's people flagging, but I don't think so, because that first video where I was doing the voter thing, the voter fraud. Well, it's not even voter fraud. It's allowed. I mean, it's part of the law. It's a loophole in the law. It's taking advantage of loopholes, really, and that's how they get them to vote. And that's in Massachusetts. Can you imagine what it's like in California? Because out here in Massachusetts, yes, it is a very liberal state. But if the neighborhood guys are Trump guys. They're all Trump guys. There was a point where I thought, like, who knows? What if Trump won Massachusetts? Because I meet so many guys and they're Trump guys. But I got to take into account all the students, all the hospitals. We have the greatest hospitals, and we have like friggin' more. We have like probably 3 times as many colleges as any other state, even though we're a small state. So all those students, plus you have all those old school Democrats, people like my mother, who no matter what vote Democrat, even though her views line up with Trump. It's like they just, I don't know. And I understand. I used to think like that. You know, until about, I don't know, like, which election was it? It was with Romney. Before, like, with Romney is when I became an independent. And I wanted Romney instead of Obama. But the first Obama election, I felt, I'll be honest, I was a Democrat before that, and I was a Democrat in '08, and I voted for Obama. I thought he would make all this change and all this stuff. I was so wrong, and I was young and stupid. And, but I learned my lesson halfway through, and then I went independent because I just don't believe in, the two-party system it's a setup. You know what I mean? They just never expected someone like Trump to come along. And it's funny, whenever I talk about Trump, I either get shit because I support him too much, and they're like, oh, you just support him blindly, which if you watch my videos, you know that's not true. Or if I actually question him on something, I get a bunch of shit. Oh, why are you questioning Trump? Like, look what happened. You were wrong about the genocide. He had the plan all along. And that's true. He did. He had a plan all along. Ended up taking out the top 2 ISIS guys. Ended up having the ceasefire that ended up being permanent. Now he's taking all of the oil and using a lot of the money that he's getting from the oil to give to the Kurds to help them build their, their own land, have their own land and build up. You can't just start with nothing. You need some kind of money. And he's going to give some of the money from the oil to the Kurds. He just said it at the rally last night. By the way, Trump, I've said a couple different times, like, wow, that was like the most fired up I've ever seen him at a rally. But last night in Mississippi is the most, like, confident, fired up, and, like, laser focused I have ever seen Trump. If you did not see the rally from last night, I highly recommend you watch it. He was so on point. I mean, my only thing that I love more than that is the time when he started pointing out all the billionaires. I gave money to you. I gave money to you. The one, and he would say the owner of ABC, the owner of Disney. Well, ABC and Disney are the same thing. By the way, if you don't know, Disney owns it all. Disney owns ABC. Disney owns. Let me some of these. What is that? Fig? Yeah, I seen him with the Fig Uber driver. Yeah. Who are you talking about? Journey for Truth. Oh yeah, no, I got a laptop and stuff. It's just I'm out, and I got my phone, and I came across somebody that was. I saw him with a Spanish family, asking them questions and writing things down, and it said like voter something on his shirt, and I knew exactly what was going down. So I decided to ask him questions, and sure enough, it's exactly what I thought it was. There's a loophole, and they're taking advantage of it. When you see someone outside of a bad neighborhood, shopping center, writing down people, registering them to vote, now I understand that's part of, politics, but when you're doing it and letting them know about a loophole, that's shady, and that's what he's doing. So, yeah, that if you're talking about quality, F quality, listen to what the fuck I'm saying here. You don't listen to what I'm saying? I understand if you don't appreciate me talking to another veteran and, him getting a little bit emotional about his friends and, he still has his uniform and then when he started talking about the moon that goes down. If you don't appreciate that video, that's fine. But if you don't see value in the voter fraud video, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. And the only reason I'm doing this video right now is because both of them were shut down. That's why the thumbnail is censored, denied, because I'm trying to basically put a bow on those 2 fucking videos. So Red Pill News Dispensary out. Fuck you, whoever the fuck you are. I just can't stand honestly, I can't stand some fucking people. But where's a badge? What am I going to ask him for a badge? He had his uniform in the truck. He had everything. What are you talking about? Where's a badge? What are you talking about, dude? Journey for Truth. Who are you? Are you some clown with a someone click on his name, see if he's legit. If he's legit, I'll talk to him. If he was just created in the past 4 months and has nothing on his account, I ain't talking to him. Will someone please click on his name? Where's my mods, by the way? No mods here? What's going on? Do I have to like find somebody that's legit here? You know what, Peg? I'm making you a mod. Click on that guy and make sure he's legit. Because I don't mind answering questions at all. I would love to answer questions. But if you understood the bullshit that I get from the Fugle fags, alright, all they do is harass me. When all I'm trying to do is wake them up. I'm about to give up waking them up. I'm still going to make my video if he... There it goes again. It just happened again. He has a video 7 months old at least. Okay, good. Alright, Journey for Truth. Sorry. I'll talk to you. I thought you were a sock account. It's just you. That's just what people do nowadays. They come in here as sock accounts. And by the way, did you guys see that? It just interrupted again. But it was right after I said Fugle fag. So let me see if it goes away. No, so I didn't know if it's a trigger word or, you know, there's some lurkers in here. There's only like 2 or 3 people typing. No, it's okay. I made Peg. I know that you're driving. I got your text. But I made Peg a mod real quick just so she could answer that. So what's your question, brother? Because I got to get back in CVS. I'll answer. I'm an open book. You were saying something about a badge? I didn't understand that. The first video I was exposing what's going on. And if it's happening here in Massachusetts, anyone in California, trust me, you guys get the same exact thing. Journey for Truth. Oh, you're new, so you don't know anything about anything. Okay, yeah. Oh, don't worry. Bro, check out my, just go through my videos, seriously. Even before Epstein died, we did a deep dive, like 3 days in a row. We exposed names that nobody else has exposed to this day. I mean, like it's just really hard to read the pilot's writing, but we were able to figure it out. There's a lot of very interesting stuff. Auto replacing Chan with KUN pretty much. Cold Monkey said it will be a couple days Monday. Hooah! Ah! Hooyah! I know you're on me, but hooyah! All right. So really, so you're telling me the Chan's going to be back up in a couple days? All right. So I'll make that announcement. According to Nicholas Brown, Cold Monkey has been working on it, and 4chan will be back up in a couple days, most likely on Monday. So Monday, 8chan should be back up. And you know what's crazy? I had a feeling anyways, next week, just by the way, Trump, he was so confident last night. I think that things are going to pop off next week. And by the way, road back to prison. You know how you keep on bringing up the whole thing? Like we made a bet about Q. You said, I'll give you until his election. Well, first of all, McCabe is already going down, so you already lost. But if you want to call that like that doesn't count, okay. Well, guess who else is under criminal investigation? There's 4 in particular. I forget the other 2, but for sure, Clapper and and this is public information, by the way. You look it up. Clapper, who used to be he was the CIA director. I mean, he was CIA, and then he became the DNI director, Department of National Intelligence, and then also the CIA director, Brennan. And they're all over CNN talking mad crap about Trump. You know, now they're doing all this impeachment and doing all this like weird, shady stuff. It's because they know they're going down. Even like, I was watching Bill Maher last night, and I actually enjoyed Bill Maher because like, at least he's not like a totally like crazy liberal. But there's a lot I don't agree with he talks about. But there's a lot I do agree with. He didn't mention al-Baghdadi once. If it was, do you remember when we took out bin Laden? They talked about it for like 6 months. They were still talking about it during the election. That's all the Hillary Clinton would talk about, like as Secretary of State. Like, I took out bin Laden, I took out Gaddafi, except people don't know the real story of Gaddafi. or the whole thing with Benghazi. So yeah, hopefully, according to that report by Nicholas, they're shooting for Monday. Cold Monkey is working on it, and 4chan may be back up. And it makes sense with what's going on. Durham out of Connecticut is right now, he's not just investigating, he's already like filed for like a criminal investigation, which makes it like different on those are the two big ones, and then there's two other guys too. So 4 people in his sights. They already looked at Comey, and I think Comey cooperated. And I said, if you guys look back at my videos, I said either Comey or Brennan is going to cooperate. And whoever cooperates first gets the better deal. The other one gets screwed. And it sounds like Comey cooperated first. Although, in my opinion, Nicholas Brown broke that. So if you guys see 4chan come back up, 8chan, not 4chan. Oh yeah, why am I saying 4chan? So, because no, that's what Nicholas said. Nicholas, you said 4chan though. Don't you mean 8chan? Nicholas Brown? Because you said 4chan earlier. That's why I was saying 4chan. Do vets wear silver badges? No, I don't know. No. Unless they're part of something that I don't know about, my answer is no. I don't wear silver badges. None of the guys that go to my groups wear silver badges. But he could be part of some biker gang or something. I don't know, but I mean, he had his uniform, his whole car is like that. You saw 2 big American flags in the back. You know, who knows? It could be stolen valor. I mean, but he says 11 Bravo, which, actually, when I asked it, I knew it was infantry. 11 Bravo is the one you hear the most. Infantry. I gotta get going, by the way, guys. Okay, so Nicholas, is Cold Monkey, you're saying that he's fixing 4chan or 8chan? I know that you're talking about 4chan. So you're telling me, are you trying to say that Q is coming back, is what I'm saying? Are you saying Q is coming back on 4chan instead of 8chan? Because I'd be surprised if that happened. Oh yeah, McCain? Oh yeah, of course. He was over there. You know what they call him over there? ISIS, you know what they call McCain? They call him the Godfather. He brought them all the equipment, all the money, and there's the photo of him with al-Baghdadi and like 4 other guys with the spider web in the background that had some symbolism in it. Yeah. Oh yeah, big time. And then it actually Q said no name, which is how he referred to McCain, because basically such a shame on our country. He refused to even say his name because his father was a very honorable admiral in the U.S. Navy. So, and his name was John McCain's senior. So they didn't want to tarnish the name John McCain. So instead of saying, McCain did this, they just call him no name, because his father is a legend. There's actually there's a ship named John McCain, but it's not after the John McCain you're thinking of in Arizona. It's after his father. He's a legend. Even though his son was a POW, he didn't give him any special treatment, didn't risk special forces lives to go get him. He just went with what he would do as if it was any other man captured, except once a year he would walk to the ocean and pray once a year. And I forget if it was like a birthday or a certain day. He would do it once a year. I watched the whole thing on it. Anyways, so yeah, you're an OG, 8chan. Okay, so instead of 8chan, supposedly it's going to be 8KUN, 8 kun. 8, so the number 8, and then the letters KUN. According to this guy, Nicholas Brown, who's like 4chan OG, as he said here, he's saying that, and we'll see if this happens. So it's 8kun.net, and QAnon supposedly is supposed to come back. Code Monkey's working on it, and they're gonna have it up on Monday. From what that sounds right. All right, so we'll see. Now, Nicholas Brown, just to play devil's advocate, I could easily see somebody going and saying that so that they could pretend to be Q and get all that kinds of traffic to them. You know what I'm saying? So just to play devil's advocate, I have to say that. And if you're a real truther, you'd understand why I'm saying that. I mean, I could make up a lie. Let's say I made up a lie and set up a website and pretended to be Q, and started going around to streams and had them come to this certain website, and I started maybe I had a way that I would predict certain things that we already know are going to happen. If anyone who followed Q kind of knows what's going on, because everything he said is happening. So I'm not saying that that's what you're doing. I'm just playing devil's advocate. So I hope you understand that. It's no offense at all. All right, guys, I got to go. Red Pill News Dispensary. You guys know where to get the truth, always. And, when I'm out, I'm on my phone. And thanks to Kelly Keeble, I do have a laptop at the house. So, that's when I'm working on the RTP video. And if Adam doesn't get his minions in line, Snaps is at least not making videos, but he needs to publicly shame them. I'm not talking like a one sentence. I'm talking like a good 10 to 15 minute video where he talks about how wrong they were for what they did, not only to me, but other people. My family, other people's families, sending people to people's houses with guns. You kidding me? All right, so if he doesn't make that video, and Adam, have I not kept my word ever since May 1st? And I have the phone call. I have that other information. I have everything, more intel than that. And then there's been a lot more I've gathered since. And then you send goons after me like that? I'm not that worried. They just basically take up my time, because I have to keep up with what they're saying, because I don't like people tarnishing my name or talking about my family. You know what I'm saying? So, if he ever came to my house, I've said it 1,000 times, I'd have my brother pat him down, and then it would be a one-on-one, and a half hour later, I'd just walk away with my brother, he'd give me my jacket, and we walk away. And you'd be laying there like a bloody mess for coming to my house where my baby sleeps with a gun. You got that, bro? So, Adam, you better fucking do the right thing. All right? And that's not a threat. That's not like a quid pro quo, do this or else. Actually, it kind of is. You know what? Do it. Or I'm going to just tell the truth. And you agreed to be recorded on the phone call. All right? Because I said, I'm going to go live. Do you mind if I record? You go, yep. But then I didn't go live. I actually just said that to throw you off your game, to be honest with you. And but you still gave me consent. So, yeah. All you have to do, 10 to 15 minute snaps and RTP, along with your subs who were involved in all that, but especially them two. I'm not going to make it so much that it's almost impossible. You need to shun them, you need to shame them, and you need to publicly denounce them in a very harsh way, in an honest way. You know it was wrong. I would never go after someone's family, ever. Even after what they did to me, there's so much I could say about RTP as a father, but I don't say anything like that because I would never talk about family. And his kids are adults. Yet I still won't talk about them because that's not me. I'd talk about the man that I got a problem with. Anyways, I gotta go, guys. I gotta go. Watch those two videos. They're doing fucking voter fraud, and the way they do it is you don't need an ID. but you have to register. But hey, just go to a fucking nursing home with a clipping board, register a bunch of old people that you know aren't going to go and old people do vote. But the type that are in the nursing home, especially if they're not in good shape, trust me, they're not going to vote. They're not going to stay out in the cold in November to vote in these long lines. Because it's going to be, this election is going to be a long line. They're not going to stand out in the cold. So then they send out their operators, all these young kids, and they stand in there and they vote as the 94-year-old man or woman. And that's how they do it. And I confronted him, and he admitted, like, yeah, someone could do that, technically. I'm like, technically? No, that's the loophole. But unfortunately, by then, they had shut off my phone. Not because it died, I don't know if it was flagged, but it was only 30 seconds, so I don't think anyone flagged it that quick. It takes like more than one flag, I think, for it to go down. So yeah, they like shut it off. And then again, it was all good when I was talking to the guy about military stuff. But then as soon as he starts talking about the moon landing, boom, it drops. And it doesn't only drop, but usually when it drops, I can get back on. It wouldn't let me back on, which is why I made this video, and I'm taking way too long. So I gotta go, guys, seriously. Red Pill News Dispensary. Love you guys. Take care. Funeral coming soon for that channel. Oh, you fucked up. Adam, do the right thing.